Assalamu alaikum. Today I will talk about making a framework for bidding portfolio decision making analysis and bidding preparation. Now this framework will include also a schedule as a draft and template which you can use for all bidding. Now I have this process which is including bidding decision making which I did in my master degree. And it's about bidding decision making and the factors impacting this decision making. And it includes decision number 1 or 2, level 3 and level 4, and the results. Okay. Now, this reflecting the best practices and reflecting also the what should be done by organization to have a very good, cost-effective bidding portfolio management and decision-making analysis. Why? Because this is the work where it is free of charge. And if they want to bid as much as they can to win projects, then they have to follow such processes. So I have this I have this process map designed by Visio, and it can be linked by SharePoint and flowchart to the system, okay, and to be automated. And it should be linked to the scheduling. It can be linked to the scheduling, and I create here a schedule which is very simple schedule, and total hours is about 188 hours, but this is still the minimum hours to do a bid of let's say $20 million bid, which is big somehow. Okay, and of course the bidding time is different from one place to one place. So how this is organized, let me just open the bid process here by photo. This will be faster. Okay, now we have the first stage, which is decision level number 1. I added a general WBS here. If you see here what I do, collapse to level 1, please. Okay, and then I go open, okay, like this. Then it's the first decision is to include this opportunity in database or not. Now this is an admin level or project bidding engineer, a technical office engineer who will look at, bidding news and this and that, and maybe some of the managers giving him some opportunities, and he included in database for analysis. So he comes in, okay, it arises, so it comes in, he included it in the database. Now a small analysis is done comparing this bid to other bids and included with some ranking somehow, comparing to other bids. And then when times comes for this bid to be analyzed, like it's coming immediately to take decision to go for it or not and pursue it, then a big analysis will come and brainstorming will come. Now I bought 2 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 1 hour. This is an estimate. You can change it, but I think this is the minimum and the best time to do it in an effective way without costing the company a lot. Then the decision to pursue or invest in this activity or bidding comes. So the analyzing the opportunity, we say yes, it keep in the database and let's analyze it there, and we accept that we are going for bidding for it, okay, and we start have a decision to collect information and pursue this opportunity. Now this opportunity might require expression of interest to be submit, pre-qualification to be submit, registration to be submit, or you just collect further information doing site visits, traveling maybe overseas, another city. Here it comes the cost, which is free of charge, and you need to be careful in these decisions that you have enough potential to follow up so you will not lose your investment. Okay, then you are waiting for bid announcement or invitation. Then you take a fast decision if not to bid, or you go for the preparation and reading the documents, or actually buying the documents, buying the documents, because when you have invitation or bid announcement, you read this letter or announcement, and from it you take decision immediately if yes or no. For example, the invitation or bid announcement might come and tell you the delivery is within 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 month, and you think you are not ready, so you take decision not to bid immediately because there is no enough time, or you have enough. It has enough time. It might be after a month or two to submit, but you are busy with other things. So here another decision not to bid even after you're receiving the invitation. But if your decision is to bid, then you collect or buy the documents. You do now again a fast scanning, reading of the documents. And you might say, oh no, there is some surprises in the documents and it's a decision not to bid. Here in this level, sorry, let me hide this one here. Here, after you buy the documents, okay, you might have a result that you are not invited, okay, and you might get not the invitation, and you need to give the justification, decision not to bid, why. Okay, this is the decision not to bid for it. But here, if you collect the documents, you start immediately here in the same level, reading and scanning the documents very fast in a few hours to decide if you are bidding or not. So the decision to bid here, it comes as a result of the collect and buy the documents, or you are not invited at all and the bid is there and you are not invited. Okay, so this is how it goes. Okay, so you go, if it is a decision to bid, you go read bid documents, specification, drawings as usual, and start the normal bidding preparation. And after you do the bid preparation, you go evaluate all factors, okay, and submit a full reports for approval to the management. Okay, now this is still level 3. Now, in this stage, you already know a lot of information, and your analysis of all factors involved should be evaluated, including risks, to say, okay, we go for this bid, or decision to bid is not there. We will not pursue. But if the decision is to bid, then you start bid preparation. Now, bid preparation including big team, including teams from different technical backgrounds, and this is costing the company a lot. Okay, even sometimes they involve third parties and consultants to help them in bidding. So here, this is a very important decision after calculating and evaluating and ranking all factors to make decision of bidding or not bidding here. Okay, then you finish the bid preparation and you go for final review by top management. Now, this is the 4th level of decision making here, and it goes after you finish everything. Alert in the system goes to the top management. This is the documents, this is the analysis, this is the risk, and this is the price also. And it's your decision now as a top management to decide if we go for bidding or not. Now the top management might have different intelligence. They might have different information which will lead them to submit or not submitting, even after all of this preparation. Okay, and sometimes legal issues, it might stop them from submitting. Sometimes they are waiting for some financial confirmation and bid what you call it, bid guarantee to be submitted 5%, and they couldn't do it, and they couldn't arrange these issues, for example, and they will not submit. But it happened sometimes it happened, and the research approved and found that yes, there is some cases that some companies, we come to this stage even they are not finishing the documents. They finish the documents, sorry, and they are ready to submit, but they don't submit. And they don't submit, it has different forms. One is directly not to submit. The other forms are to submit a cover price or unbalanced bid or non-compliance bid. Okay? Cover price mean a high price, which they will not win. Unbalanced bid means they put a lot of conditions to the client, and they move the risk to them, which is not accepted by the client in most cases. And non-compliance is similar to unbalanced bid, but it gives another options and another different thinking, a different approach, which not complying with the client bid documents. And this results on disqualifying, or the client might be interested and they will cancel the bid, all the bids, and retender it again in different perspective. Also, it happened like this. So after we finishing this, submitting the bid, compliance to win, they win or to lose. They have two options, win to lose. If they win, they sign the contract and hand it over to the operation. If they lose and all this decision to bids, it goes to the store and database and lesson learned, and then finish. Now, I need you to look at this timing here. This is a template. It can be imported anytime, and it should be linked to the document submittals. It should be links to everything in the database, in the portfolio management and document management. It might be SharePoint, it might be Annex, it might be any system you have, it might be SAP, anything, okay? So it should be linked to it, and immediately when you establish by level 1 here, the decision, you already estimate a cost for this bidding and approve it by the management. Here, the cost is limited to 6 hours, and usually admin and low-level people will do this work. So the cost for them is limited. But from here further, it will include many players and many members, including technical people, which will cost the company a lot. In the future, I will show you how much it will cost for technical team to do one tender, and you will be surprised about the cost. You will be surprised. It costs a lot, okay? Actually, there is a video about it in the channel, and I will show it to you in a different perspective in the future. It's just thinking about bidding. So 6 hours just to evaluate initially what is going on with this bidding and this bid. Maybe you will not go for it because it's not your business or not your client or not your geographical area. Then in the second decision, you will invest and might invest big money here. It might include overseas travel. It might include expression of interest submittal. It might include joint venture signatures, pre-qualification submission, registration submission. It includes a high cost in this area, a very high cost in area comparing to second and third and fourth. Now fourth, it's where is the preparation and submittal. It's about what you call it. Sorry, in the third, which is the preparation and submittal, it is based on the tender type. You know, some bid might just be typical and copy paste and finish, but some of them need a very high technical input and calculations and thinking, and it might cost you a lot. So your cost will be concentrated in third stage and in level stage number 1. So level 1 and level 3 stage. This is your cost mainly, and you need to think heavily in this stage, level 1, if you are going to invest further or not. Also, before you go to level 3, you should think deeply if you go for the preparation or not. Okay. Now, for the fourth one, even it is including the top management, which their cost is also very high. Okay, and might, you know, be very high, but we are not considered because it's a few hours to be done, and this is the job to be done. It's an overhead cost because it's very high cost. But we have to calculate it. We have to include them in this process. And if I will include this schedule and upload it with resources, you will see a lot. So next time, I will upload this process with resources, and I will show you how much it will cost to prepare a bid. And you will be surprised. You will be very, very, very surprised. I will just do it for a simple building or tower, and how many people will involve in it during the bidding stage. Okay, so that was then an automation of the bidding process as a portfolio management and decision-making analysis for bidding. and how can we go for this bidding in the same time. Now, another perspective of this schedule is, now if you notice here, the first one is general, so it includes other opportunities, but level 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the results, it's concentrating in one opportunity. Now the question will come after that, if I have this schedule and resource loaded, how many projects, or bidding actually, sorry, bids, how many bids we can submit considering this schedule in the same time. So the number of bids to be submitted in the same time, it's based on our load and our people. And to be highlighting to you, now this some of these times are for bidding process and decision not to bid. So there is some extra provision in this, okay? Now if I go to filters and tell him, please give me the general activities only and decision to bid only, and apply it here. And if you notice, I did different coloring for this. So what we have here, we have orange for the general activities, we have greens, dark greens for decision to bid, and we have the dark red for, or brown for decision not to bid. Now this is the process for decision to bid, for example. Okay, and if you see here, okay, the process for decision making here, it's 34 hours, 29 hours, 67 hours, 8 hours only, and this is for what? For decision to bid. Okay, and 6 hours here and 44 hours here, without the decision not to bid. Okay, I want you to notice this 67 hours and 8 hours and 44 hours. If I go to filters, and let me include the filter for decision not to bid, and let's apply it, and let's go again. Okay, now the 8 hours become 10, 67 still there, and 46 here change because we have 2 hours here. Okay, so we have different colors representing the process. So we have orange for the general activities, we have greens or dark green for decision to bid, and we have brown for decision not to bid. And this is always there. Okay, and here how we work and we do our work. That is Ziad Albasir. Most welcome, and thank you very much for watching. If you have any question, please put it in the comment, and subscribe and like and share. Thank you very much.